right. 20 minutes on, 5-minute breaks. I'll try to chat during the breaks. So feel free to leave topics, comments, things like that. And otherwise, let's get some work done. I don't want my mouse on this one like this. What's happening? I'm gonna lose my mind. I don't know how. Okay, whatever. Oh, wow. Break time. Okay, well, we got 5 minutes. I did have to spend the first 5 minutes of that trying to get my mouse back on the screen and off of my iPad. But you know, that's the joy of iPads, is that they're not actually that helpful. I do like, I have one, so I can't, you know, I use it, but I do find videos that are like top 3 ways I finally figured out how to use my iPad, and it's like, oh, we're all in this boat of our iPads not really being all that helpful. I think a lot of people make content with their iPads more than I believe people use them, but I also could just be too old for people to really care about it. Okay, we do have some comments. If anyone has comments, wants to chat Heated Rivalry, we got 4 minutes before we start another 20-minute stretch, so feel free to drop comments. Productivity live streams are really my hack, because otherwise I will just check my phone. And so this is one of my themes this year, is like, if it's helpful for me, it's probably helpful for other people, and I believe it is. I was just watching episode 5 again, and the bit where Ilya starts crying and then Shane reaches for him and Ilya says sorry. I honestly, pulling clips of any of their sad scenes is like kind of devastating. I don't really, I don't handle it well. Like, I sometimes have to like, I don't know, if I'm editing something too heavy between them, I sometimes like just go watch like a scene at the cottage to like make me like, it's fine. It all works out. It's fine. I'm not having too many emotions about fictional characters. It's fine. I mean, I am, but I also, I don't know, anytime I have a thought, I basically make a video. So I feel like there's like an over-representation of, how much I'm actually thinking about this show, if that makes sense. But I'm trying to do long form. I'm trying to get more comfortable. The problem with long form is not that it's even like, it's not that it's harder. It's just that I actually have a really hard time staying focused and on topic while I'm talking. And so short form video is really great for that, because I feel like I should keep it to like a certain amount of time. And in long form, I'll just ramble and then I won't make my points as clearly. So it's not that it's bad. It's also just that like, I wanted to do it using Ecamm because I wanted to have clips in it, and I didn't want to have to edit the clips in later. And now I'm like, I should have just edited the clips in later, because I have to like re-edit them over the Ecamm ones because the sound didn't work. Which there's like a bunch of ways that I can fix this, but it is slightly frustrating. And I used my like computer webcam to record it because I just wanted to record something. And now I'm like, oh, but it's your first video. And it's like, yeah, let the first video be low quality. Actually, I think that's like a really good way to do it. Because if you strive for perfectionism and you never let yourself try, like that's so much worse than having like a slightly mediocre first video. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm so tired today. And I have so much to do. And I need to make myself do it and not just make videos about Heated Rivalry whenever I don't want to do work. Because it feels productive to make them, even if it's like not technically. But also my apartment is so cold. And it's been cold all day, so that's been also very distracting. And that's just not helpful. But I have been thinking about moving my office to my bedroom, and then there's part of me that's like, and it's so cold in there sometimes though, and I'd have to get like double curtains. Hi, hello. All right, we got 45 seconds left before another 20-minute streak, so if you are actually working along with me, you know, get ready. I did record the Smoke Show podcast. I'm like, there's proof. This is it. It's coming. Something got screwed up during the recording, and I missed recording about the towels at the pool during All Stars. So I have to like get that reset up and do it. But it's currently 30 minutes, which is the shortest podcast I've ever done in my life by far. But it'll be good. It'll be fun. Maybe I'll do some editing on live later, but I feel like that's maybe not possible. Okay, 20 minutes. let's do it. I believe in everyone. And then, yeah, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. And during the next break, I will try to chat more Heated Rivalry stuff. I actually don't think that's a great meeting agenda. Woohoo! Timer's done. We did it. Another 20 minutes. All right. Pomodoro is the timer that I'm using. I mean, this app is literally called a Pomo Cat. But Pomodoro is the method of working for a certain amount of time and then taking a certain amount of time for a break. And it works really, really well because I can focus as long as I'm timing myself. It's like giving myself a bunch of mini deadlines. And that works really well for me. And also being on live makes me feel like I can't slack off because it's like going to the library in college when you're like, I need to be watched so that I actually do study. Um, that's the vibe I get from doing these. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, uh, I woke up this morning and I was like, I don't really know what I'm planning to do with all of these like videos that I'm making. I've just kind of been making shit to make shit, which is good. It's fine. Like you should let yourself do whatever it is you want to do. And like sometimes you're doing things before you kind of get a full understanding of why you're doing them, which I also think is interesting about humans. Sometimes we're just like really bad at understanding like what we actually want, and our bodies know before our brains a lot of times. So I'm a big fan of like letting my body kind of like guide me into whatever it is that I'm doing or where I want to go. But I woke up this morning and was like, maybe you're 4 months in, maybe it's time to like reflect on your time spent and your actions. And yeah, I think I've kind of gotten stuck recently. Not stuck in a bad way, but I've just gotten stuck talking about one subject, and so now I feel very like, oh, I need to like not get fixated in this way that like all my content is going to be fixated around it, because it's not. I have multiple interests. Thinking about like what I actually want to encourage people to think about and talk about. I do think that like, there's universality in the specificity, so that's certainly helpful, but um it can be difficult to know before we know. And yeah, I feel exhausted by just like life in the world and like my level of despair. And I'm trying to not let it overwhelm me every single day. And I'm trying to do things that I think like matter and help educate people in ways that like help them be better citizens of the world, kind of thing. Which sounds grandiose, but I think it needs to be, or else I won't do it. I need to feel like it's important work. I say as if like the majority of the time that I've spent on my phone the last few months hasn't been me just like recording thoughts about a show. But we can't get we can't get too meta about that. Um, Life's just funny that way. But I am really excited about the stuff I'm working on. I haven't had focus, and that I think has made me feel really guilty. And then I've compounded that guilt by like continuing to not do the work that I need to be doing. Because sometimes we get in our own way and then we feel so guilty about it that it's hard to shake out of it. And you gotta shake it off. I shouldn't have done 5-minute breaks, but that's okay. I don't know. It's interesting. I've never streamed horizontally before. I've only done vertical. And I do wonder if that's like showing up in a slightly different way. I don't know. The vertical obsession that YouTube now has is fascinating to me. It makes sense since that is the way that people are connecting, but I do think like platforms should really lean into what they are and what they're good at in order to differentiate, instead of like chasing the trend of like, oh, everybody wants this, let's do this. But I do think like, I don't know, as a society we've gotten so homogenized. Everybody wants the same things and to do the same things. I forgot I had coffee. That's pretty good coffee. It's not the best coffee I've ever had, but what can you do? This is gonna be good. I'm excited about this. I feel like it's been a while since I had to do graphic design. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 20 more minutes. Wow, is this just a box? Is that why it's like so terrible? Ooh, I like that. Unfortunately, I do like that. unfortunately have decided to torture myself with this, which is so silly of me, and yet. Break time. Ooh. Does anyone have anything they want to chat about? Including how ugly everything I'm making is. But it's fine. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm so curious. I haven't been on in a minute. Let's see how my latest video is doing. See, this is interesting because, like, I want these for all of the different types, but it only tells you your last one. Hello back. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty, like, it is absolutely fucking wild what like the difference between YouTube and TikTok in terms of like watch time and things like that, because I don't have many watch hours on this channel compared to my other business channel, and I think that's because everybody on the business channel watches like the 1 minute all the way through. I will say though, YouTube has a much higher retention rate in terms of views. Like, I think TikTok is, because everything can be watched on 2 times speed, like pretty automatically, people do not wait until the end. There's so many things that I get over there that are like, you didn't mention this. And I'm like, I literally did. Like, it's a 20-second video. How did you comment faster than I had actually said the thing? Which also speaks to just like general comprehension levels that are happening. But oh well. And then YouTube, I do think like comments tend to be a lot more thoughtful, which is cool. It's also probably that more people are like at their desktops watching it. So I find the whole ecosystem of it all to be quite interesting. And it's been kind of whirlwindy the last few weeks. It feels like there's been a really big uptick. And that makes sense because what I was talking about before was Gilmore Girls, and doing a lot of media analysis about a show that has been off the air for almost 20 years. Like, so it makes sense that the heated rivalry wave is one I'm also writing, but not because I intended to, but just because that's literally what I want to talk about. I've tried to watch Gilmore Girls in the past few weeks, and I've gotten like halfway through an episode and I've been like, nah, I'd rather just watch fucking, let's watch them meet each other again. Yeah, the Ilias voicemail, I have pulled that clip because I think it's really funny. My heated rivalry clips are so messy now. I really need to like organize them actually. I mean, there's so many towels. There we go. Yep. Oh no, that's not This Is Ilya. I'll never listen to your voicemail. This is Ilya Rosenoff. Because I pulled that earlier. It's let's all make our voicemails personalized again. I hate getting that like, you've reached the voicemail box of voice. It's everybody used to have fun. Everybody used to have fun voicemails. And that used to be such a character choice too. Like, I feel like that used to be like a thing that you'd have to have a voicemail, like a cool voicemail for a cool character. And like, I don't know, Lorelai Gilmore's, like the Gilmore Girls was just like, we're not home, speak. Like, somebody, somebody I was friends with, his name was, his name was Alex Wong, and his family, their voicemail was, you've reached the Wong number at the Wong time. And that was my favorite joke in 1997. I mean, it's very Ilya. Like, it's a good, it does feel like in that scene, he's not like frustrated because he knows that it's just very like him. But I love that scene because it's a towel scene, so I've watched it so many times. Also love this. Love the two of them doing that. But I love this part. We're just watching Heated Rivalry now together. That's fun. I love that we go from the text to watching Shane just like pace around his apartment um and look at his phone. Like that feels so modern to me. Like I'm always waiting for people to throw their phone across the room in media, like because that's what I do after I send a scary text. Um and then he calls and he gets the voicemail. The thing is, I think he would have listened to Shane's. But it's okay, because then we get glasses. Okay, yay, we all took a break. We all got to watch a clip of Feet of Reverie. I feel more alive again. Let's do some more work for 20 minutes and then uh probably watch more. I don't know why I have decided to give myself the worst task imaginable by making these little colorful spots, but this was a decision we made like my first week of work, and 6 years later it's coming back to bite me in the ass, and that feels poetic, I'll be honest. Okay, is that the angle I had it at before? I'm killing it in terms of consistency. I'm doing so well. This is gonna be so rewatchable for people who actually want to use the Pomodoro. Okay, great. 20 minutes. Let's do this. One more page. Sick. Sorry, I should stop talking. People are trying to do work. Now, why did I clean that up? I wasn't done with it. Sometimes you don't make a decision in a meeting. This is a reflective agenda. And this is literally number one. I swear to God, it's always these two, and I always need them, and I'm always annoyed. We did it. We reached the end of the timer. Good work, everyone. That's an hour and 20 minutes if you've been following along the whole time. I will probably wrap up this live at the end of this just because I have some work I have to do that has like information on screens that I don't want to share. But I am really excited about this. I like doing these. I feel like lives are one of those, like, I can't use my phone and therefore it is good for me things. But my apartment also got slightly warmer over this time. It is so dry in here though. Like my face is like cracking. I need to sleep with the humidifier on full blast tonight. Like right over my face. My apartment is so cold, so dry, so gross, but it's gotten better. We're working on it. I need to finish editing my podcast, which means I need to film myself again. And I haven't got like the correct camera and stuff set up for how I want to film it, which is like on Ecamm. I haven't figured out how to do like different digital zoom on my iPhone. So I've been recording it with like my Mac, like my webcam, and the Mac webcam is terrible. Like I have rosacea, but I look so ruddy in that camera. But I'm also, I don't know, I did the same thing with TikTok where like my first video upload to TikTok was me like dancing to a song my friend had asked me to learn the dance to, and my hair looks so atrocious because I like just worked out. So there's something in me that's always like, your first upload should be like the ugliest version of yourself so that anything that you put up online afterwards, you're just not as worried. You know what I mean? You break that barrier for yourself. I did make a video about this earlier. I don't know that I posted it on here yet though, about just like, it does break my heart that so many people stop themselves from sharing and doing what they want and being on video just because they don't think they're conventionally attractive enough. And I feel like that keeps society kind of like stuck in place because we're not hearing from people who are interesting. We're hearing from people who believe that they're conventionally attractive enough to like be on camera. And I think that is one of like the weirder parts of like the current meritocracy we're kind of living under, is that like I don't know that looks have ever been so distinctly rewarded before. Yeah, exactly. Leaving room for improvement. I mean, the the podcast is like something I haven't done them in so long. You can kind of like, I have the clip like in the pod, so it's, I don't know, it's hard to edit, which was my bad. That one's on me. But now I'm kind of like stuck in this format, or I have to re-record the whole thing, and I don't want to re-record the whole thing, but I do want to figure out how to do more like casual podcasts. Like I think it would be fun if I did it on my couch. I think like doing a live, like I keep getting DMs and like requests in the comments and stuff for like, let's do a live stream where like I watch along with people. But I honestly, like, I don't know that that's feasible copyright. Like, I don't know. There's part of me that's just like, maybe I'm just too much of a goody two shoes about copyright, but like at some point it's got to be illegal for me to just watch a show. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's the kind of thing where like if I pause it enough, it's fair use and whatever. But like, I don't know. It feels risky in a way that like I don't know enough about it. I also am just like, I know I'm on live right now, but like I don't know. I don't participate in other people, so I don't get streaming culture. This is the most millennial thing about me, is that I'm just like, I don't understand, how do people watch streams all day? What work is getting done? I understand that I am on stream, but technically this is a work stream where I displayed what work I was getting done. And it's mostly this fucking, I mean, it's fugly, but whatever, it's fine. It's really valuable information, so people just gotta look at it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I will say breathwork is one of my favorite things about the show, because I'm obsessed with proper breathing technique. And so like I do just notice when people are like mouth breathers or nose breathers now, but they do such good inhales, and the Foley sounds like, again, I know I sound ridiculous, but it's the amount of noise that you don't usually hear that they include in this show, and like the way that they include the music so that it's not like it's not overwhelming. And I think that like what's been fun about doing deep dives is like I think the first time I watched it I was like that felt like magic. And like there's part of me that's like how'd they do that? And how they did it is like really beautiful consistency and performance and also technical aspects. Like the technical stuff is really well done and interesting. And I think like the camera work is interesting. Like I don't know, it's why I am bothered. Today I saw somebody be like, "Oh, it's just softcore. Everybody's just into it because it's softcore." And I'm like, "That's not true though." Like I've made hundreds of videos about it at this point, and I have mentioned the sex scenes like 7 times total because like one, I don't really want to analyze sex scenes on camera. I have like other things that I want to do with my face besides put my face next to that. And also people get very weird about the dom sub stuff in a way that I'm like, right. Not everybody is like familiar with kink. And I don't want to do like kink 101 education because like I don't feel qualified to do it. I have my understandings which work for me. And the sex scenes are like they're vital to the plot because they're acting during them and stuff, but like to say that they're just softcore is so funny. But I guess if you only watch the first 2 episodes and you're like, wow, there's so much sex in the show, and then you watch, I mean, episode 3 is also like a different thing. So it is funny because I don't watch episode 3. I like that's my secret is like I skip it because I just like it's fine. It's a fine one. I'm sure I will watch it more over the next, in between year or whatever, but like it's not the dynamic that I enjoy. It's also just like I don't know, somebody the other day said something about like fanfic feelings from the show, and I was like, well, actually it's just romance feelings. And then I was like, no, this show does feel very ficky. That's part of like the reason I don't talk about the books either is because the books just have a certain writing quality to me that I'm like, it's fanfic. It's not that it's bad. Like there's no judgment in my voice when I say it. It's just that she literally writes words that I'm like, yep, that's a fic line. Like I've never seen Jesus fuck outside of fic. Sorry. Like it's my pet peeve and now I'm ruining everybody's life by pointing it out all the time. Yeah, I get why I totally get why people are not into the kink stuff because they're not interested in it. And also like it scares people who have never like really learned about it. It's fascinating to me as someone who like didn't we all listen to Dan Savage 10 years ago? Like, isn't that a universal experience? Oh, it's not? Okay. And so there's just, I don't know, it feels like culture, when we talk about like sex negativity, that's the stuff I mean is like all of my friends used to like at least have a very basic comprehension of multiple types of sex that people can have, even if they weren't having it. And now it feels very taboo and like sex is so I don't know, like I'm so glad that the sex scene discourse hasn't happened with this show because the show was like, oh no, the sex scenes matter so much. Like, so you can't actually write them off as like inconsequential. You really shouldn't skip them in many ways because there's shit happening during all of them. But beyond what is usually happening in all of them. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. Oh, that's interesting. I also didn't, I'm gonna admit something. I didn't finish the Game Changers book. I just found it to be like not that compelling. I don't know. Maybe I've just read too many coffee shop AUs back in the day, but that's what it felt like to me. And I was just like, it's not gripping me, unfortunately. It felt too slow for me. But my friend who recommended the books to me like eons ago before the show came out, and then was the one who recommended the show to me as well. She was like, yeah, just read these other ones. Like, don't read that one. I was like, okay, good. So I probably will read them at some point. I find them very easy to read. Like there's nothing wrong with the writing. It's just not my personal preference. Yeah, 3 is the Kip and Scott. Unfortunately, their portmanteau is Skip, and that is what I do with their story. It's not that it's not good and nice and fun. It's just like I saw it, and the point of their inclusion for me is that without it, episode 5 doesn't make sense at the end. So I get it. And I also just like I don't know. It's heartbreaking in a different way. But I really enjoy like the supporting cast in that episode. I think that's really good. I don't know. I'll never really get over the fact that like they cast Kip as like an even more buff man than the other buff dude. Like, and I get it. Like he's a gay guy who lives in New York. Like he goes to the gym all the time. That makes sense. It's culturally correct from all of the gay men that I hung out with at that time, especially, like, just being absolutely fucking ripped. But I did find the only thing the show is really missing in terms of diversity is body diversity. Um, and that's fine. It's a show about professional athletes, but would it have killed him to cast a fat person with a speaking role? No, but it's rare. It's, I can't hold this show to standards that no shows meet besides like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which was probably the most like casually diverse show of all time. Um, Kip could live Scott. Yeah, he could. Like that, I do enjoy that. Like, even though the two actors for Shane and Ilya are the same size, like we get Ilya lifting Shane a lot. Like, I think that that's like a fun thing that they held over from the books, despite the fact that the height difference was not held over. And I talked yesterday about like I love that there's no height difference because I think so many people really try to like heterocize gay relationships by being like the small one's the woman, and it's like that's not true. But also, like, tall women, big women can be in relationships with small men, and because we gender everything in these ways, like somebody accused me of being heterophobic because I said that I liked that they got rid of the height difference, and I was like, that's not, first of all, being heterophobic isn't it's like it's the same thing as like you can't be racist against white people. You can have prejudice against white people, but it's a marginalized group versus dominant group syntax issue. It was very funny to me. I've never been accused of being heterophobic in my life. Like, that's usually not the thing. Yeah, I think like like that's very cool. I'm glad you found your husband. I'm 5'8" and I wear tall shoes sometimes. Like, I've gone on dates with dudes who say they're 5'8", 5'9" on their profile, and then they show up and they are 5'5", and I'm like, that's not a problem for me. But now it's a problem for, because they weren't expecting me to be that tall. I grew up with parents who have a large height. Like, it's not large, but like my mom's like 5'8", my dad's like 5'5", so like it's noticeable. He's like a short man. He's Irish. He looks like a little leprechaun. And so it was never abnormal to me that like short people like that there's no gender to height like in my mind. But the stereotypes that people have about like tall and small and like this one needs to be protected, and I just like that dynamic is missing because they're the same size, even though they're technically, Hudson's like an inch or two taller. They hold themselves to be like relatively the same size, and that works for me. Okay, I should go film this podcast and get it get it edited and get it up. I'm worried that I am going to record like an hour of just me yapping, because half an hour is too short for a podcast. My podcasts used to be like 2.5 hours of just me talking shit about Woodstock '99. That episode is still up. I think it's actually only like an hour and a half, but yeah, this was the shortest recording session ever. That is the thing. Here's the thing about the showing up and being short is like, I now know that it's like a value judgment that I wasn't trying to make. And like, I know that men face a lot of discrimination on dating apps due to their height. And I understand and I sympathize with that. I'm a visibly fat person on a dating site, so like, like I understand that it's a bummer that a lot of people don't get to know you before they judge you. But I think with the short thing, I'm 5'8". I can't make myself shorter, and so if I show up and they are like noticeably a lot short, like a head shorter than me, it's like, oh, okay. Well, also like I might have made a different shoe choice because I was expecting someone, like I once had a guy say that he was 5'11", and he was my height, and I'm like, and so when I showed up, I was like, you're not taller than me. I'm like, I'm wearing like platform boots, so I'm taller than you. Like, and it's the annoying part about it is like the men who are short, who I have been on dates with, who are fine with being short, are always always have better personalities anyway overall, because like they're not trying to be someone that, it leads into the whole thing, you know what I mean? And I have similar fears because I'm always like, oh, am I choosing photos that are like the most flattering? And then I'm like, well, they're gonna see you. Like they're gonna see you from the side. So you should have ones in there that do have your double chin. Like it's not like I go out of the way to choose like unflattering, but it's that thing of like, if you're trying to get dates by being like the absolute most perfect desirable version of yourself, like you are setting yourself up for just holding yourself to like a standard that you can't actually meet, and then it's like hard to be vulnerable with another person. But apps are so disingenuous in terms of like you can't really get to know somebody through 3 prompts, so you're really just getting intrigued, and physical is how we like intrigue so much. I don't know, it's complicated. But I also live in New York, and so I'm like very determined to just be like, I'm going out. I'm meeting people the way I used to meet people back in the day. Like I was in a relationship for like my entire 20s, so I feel like it's also like just understanding the difference between now and then. But I'm also like, I'm dating people who are the same age as me. Why did everybody get so fucking weird about sex in the last 10 years? Like we used to not be like this, guys. I remember being a slutty millennial at 21. And that is one of the things that I say about this show. It's like, thank God it's a millennial time capsule, because everybody's having fun and having sex again. Because that's that's what we did back then. Each other. No, society becoming more puritanical is certainly not a symptom of fascism that is going underrepresented because everybody wants to talk about sex and conflate it with, well, this is a societal issue. This is too heavy, but I'm like, yeah, the problem is rape culture, and like the overemphasis of, not the overemphasis, but like certainly the lack of constructive conversations that we had about what dismantling that culture would actually mean, and not putting it on individual people, specifically women, to, I don't know, do an impossible task, which is like, you can't keep yourself safe in a world that is unsafe. You have to change the collective, not the individuals. But that would require dismantling the patriarchy, which we're not willing to do. I mean, there are plenty of people willing to do it, but do we have the literal manpower? I need to stop making puns about very serious subjects. Okay. Yeah, anyway, I should go. I'm really bad at exiting. This is a classic thing about me. I'm Irish. We blame it on that. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll do this again, and I'll try to like actually announce when the thing is happening so that more people can show up. Okay. Thank you. Bye.